Hello, welcome to my second video on how to apply the basic selling price formula to determine the selling price if you're given the markup that is based on a selling price and you've been given either the cost or maybe you've been given the selling price. And I want to use this example. Again, this covers what we have done in chapter 8. So it's a continuation of some of the work that we are working on in chapter 8. So if you use this example, and this example will illustrate the point that the basic selling formula could be applied to a number of problems in chapter 8. In this problem, you've been told Jackie Smith, a customer of Roger Blanc, will pay only $190 for a tennis racket. Assuming Roger works on a 60% markup on selling price, the most Roger will pay the manufacturer is. So again, if what we're trying to say is our basic uh, selling formula, we know that the selling price of the item is equivalent to the cost of the item plus, of course, the markup. And we know that again, this markup could be based on cost, or the markup could be based on selling price. So again, be careful what the question is asking and what the markup is based on. So in this example, what we know is we are given the markup that is based on selling price. So we then substitute in this equation what we know, and let the equation help us determine what we don't know. So what we know from this problem is we know the selling price is 150. So you basically substitute your selling price with 190. And how about the cost? Now in this problem, we don't know the cost because that's what we're looking for, is how much is Roger willing to pay to the manufacturer. So if you think about it, then what we don't know is basically the cost is what we don't know. So we don't know what cost is. Let's see represents our cost. And our markup, we know that our markup is 60%. But this markup is based on a selling price. Do we know the selling price? Yes. So we take the 60% of the selling price, and we know that our selling price is our selling price is 190. Again, we do this math, then we are saying that 190 should be equivalent to our cost plus our markup, and our markup in this example is 60% of 190, and this gives you $114. So to determine then what our cost is, you will take the selling price minus, of course, the markup, and this will give you a value that is 76, should be equal to your C, which is basically your cost. So how much Roger is willing to pay the manufacturer should pay $76 for that particular value. So again, this again just shows you how this formula or this equation is very important to us in trying to address or answer some of the questions in the chapter. And I want to show you a second example, but this example will be somehow different in one respect. The difference will be here, we've been given, of course, the 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 we've been asked to determine the selling price, but you've been given the cost figure and you've been given the markup, and the markup is based on a selling price. So again, if you think about it, your selling price will be equal to cost plus, of course, our markup. Again, this markup could be based on cost, or could be based on a selling price. In this example, our markup here is based on a selling price. So what do we know? We know that Zels bought a tea set for 1,400. Zels wants to mark the tea set 55% off the selling price. So the question again is, the selling price of the tea set should be, again, we don't know what the selling price is, because this is what we are looking for. This is what the question is asking us to do. But we know that the cost of this set is 1,400, and we know that the markup is 55%, but this markup is based on a selling price. But again, we don't know what the selling price is, so we just go to substitute here and say I'll use SP to be the short form for the selling price. So again, if you think about it, this is the same equations that we are trying to work with in chapter 5. This is one equation with one unknown. So again, if you think about it, your selling price should be equal to the 1,400 plus 0.55 SP. So to determine your SP, then you will take the 1 SP. Remember, this is same as saying there's 1 SP here. What we learn again from chapter 5 minus 0.5 SP should be equal to 1,400. If you think about it, 0.45 selling price should be equal to 1,400. And we know then our selling price should be 1,400, and you divide both sides by 0.45. Again, if you can key this in your calculator, what should end up having is a value that is close to 3,111.111. So we're talking about a value of close to 3,111 and 11 in terms of what the selling price should be. Again, you can see you have an option there to 2 decimal places. You have an answer there showing 3,111. So again, this second problem, it just shows you we can still use the same formula. We can still use the same formula to determine the selling price if you've been given the markup, and the markup is based on a selling price, and you've been given the cost. In the previous example, we know that we can use the same formula to determine cost if you've been given the markup that is based on a selling price, but you have also been given the selling price. So either way, this formula is very important, and I would suggest that you stick to the formula when it comes to solving most of the problems in the chapter. So again, let me know if you have any questions, and see you next time. Thank you.